Welcome back to the round 4 of this top power player tournament.
Welcome back, everyone. And what decks we have now?
Now we have an interesting deck that is new in the metagame. So now we are waiting for players, but we have on the streaming a very good player that is famous in another format. This is famous on Modern. So you will see.
Yeah, we have Andrea Piemonte, also known as Piegonti.
Yeah. Also,
a very famous streamer, at least here in Italy.
Yeah, it's also on Magic Online. He has many results, and he has 3-0 on this tournament, so he is doing very well.
And you probably aren't really expecting what deck he is currently playing. Broad Scale Combo with the new Rich Eldrazi. Chrysalis, I don't remember the first part of the name. Withering Chrysalis, right. Which until now seems like to be the most played card in the new set, because it is played both in Ponza and as well in this kind of affinity combo deck. Is kind of similar to Goblin Combo in this aspect.
It will be interesting to see if this list is competitive enough for this new meta. We saw that we didn't expect that much amount of Ponza deck, so the meta is shaking up and is changing a lot. He has to set up so to what will be. What do you think will be the metagame in the next month?
Well, okay. So it's kind of hard to say, but I say that right now, with my first impression is that probably Ponza is doing fairly well, because it is the easiest way to exploit Withering Chrysalis. Seems like we have the deck list if you want to take a look of them in Discord. Probably Withering Chrysalis is both powerful and strong. I mean, it's kind of easier to say that to say how the card can be played in decks like Ponza. But it's kind of versatile, because you can play it and do good enough with it in even in different strategies compared to straightforward growing ramp shell. Because especially in basking the Walla combo, I still don't remember the name of
Basking
Broodscale combo. You are able to generate a good amount of Eldrazi Spawn tokens, and it can grow big in a very fast, usually fast enough.
So we have Jund Broadscale versus BG Broadscales.
Okay.
So it will be interesting to see a mirror of combo. So who will be the fastest during...
You can say that.
So...
okay. A very fun thing here is that often people ask me which Broadscale version can be the better, because this card and this kind of decks are fairly new in the format. Since what is, I think, less than a month since the release of Modern Horizon 3 in the format.
Wow!
But in my opinion, it is hard to say, at least right now, which can be the best version. So we are seeing a more straightforward combo style with Gulgari, and more grindy
Yeah.
with Jand.
It also cleansing wildfire. This is a card that I love, and it was. It's incredible that for Piemonte, the combo was really close. Was really close. So it was able to combo off on turn 4, but the opponent has another discard effect. So now he has to find a way to destroy one of the two creature or find another. What's the name of the glee? The enchantment.
Statistically.
Statistically, yes. So
Okay, so there's Solvet Nihil Spellbomb, which isn't really doing anything this point of the game. There's a couple of Mesmeric Fiend, but not third land drop from Gulgari, so it's probably going much better for Jan, even though they don't have anything left in hand, I guess, or unless the 3 cards Piemonte has on his left beside the lands are.
he is playing also the new dispute effect.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, that's a really okay.
That's the new cantrip.
The new green cantrip. So it'll let you
Malevolent Rumble.
Let you take a look at the first 4 cards in your top deck, add 1 permanent, and
Create a spawn Eldrazi.
those 3 cards goes to the graveyard, not on the bottom of your deck. Yeah. Okay.
He has to remember the effect of the new cards.
Also, it generates an Eldrazi spawn, which is important, or is relevant, because it lets you sacrifice the token to trigger the broad skill ability, and then hypothetically go combo off. So as you can see, the green cantrip let in this case Piemonte draw the Karkland Shaman that let him kill double Mesmeric Fiend, bringing back statistically and putting +1/+1 counter on Basking Broadscale. So hypothetically, if he had another black mana in this spot, he were able to kill the opponent.
Yeah, he is able to combo off now, and he generate an infinite creature with infinite mana. Yeah, infinite in Magic doesn't exist, but it's like 3 million and 3 million and 3 million mana, colorless. But he has a card like Equal Wellspring to draw and stuff like that. So it's an interesting spot, unless the opponent has a snuff out or something like that. So a removal spell now can be very good.
I think that it's important to know that decks like Broadscale Combo and also Goblin Combo are creature-based combo decks that also run cards like Equal Wellspring or Deadly Dispute, allowing the deck to be very grindy and to go in the late game, so they can grind out the traditional style mid-range control strategies. So it can do pretty well against Maramolos-based strategies, in my opinion. All right.
So no removal spells for the opponent, so Piemonte was able to combo off easily, and now we will see the game through. We have to watch to the sideboard because it depends a lot on the sideboard.
But me and Izen don't really know what to expect post sideboard because we don't know what the...
Those decks are really new.
Yeah, those are really new. So they may play... I say everything.
And maybe it's one of the first combo that doesn't use the graveyard.
Well, yeah, because just to say, Tribe Combo is another creature-based combo deck, like this one, but it's somewhat dependent on the graveyard due to cards like Circular Logic and also Whiteout. Because
Yeah.
Circular Logic is a counter spell with Madness that counter a spell unless the opponent pay X mana, where X is the amount of cards in your graveyard. And Whiteout is a card that let you sacrifice a snow land to bring back Whiteout from your graveyard. So it's basically a card that that convert your lands in an extra card in hand,
Yeah.
which isn't really great as a card by itself because it is necessarily only as a way to deal extra damage because you're playing with Tireless Tribe, and Whiteout is to have extra cards to deal extra damage when your opponent gets too many lives, or when you don't have enough cards in it, because Gash is banned, so if Gash was kind of too much strong for the format.
Yeah.
But allowed you to have free extra cards for free without paying any mana, thanks to the addition to the alternative cost of the card. And okay,
Yeah, free spells in this
we
format.
should take a look
tough.
of the sideboard of our
Yeah,
team players.
we saw that there are a lot of removal spells in the sideboard of both decks, because they are technically full oriented on combo part main deck. So in sideboard they have all the interaction. Card like Breath Weapon. They play also Karkline Shaman that we saw main deck, but also a lot of Fiery Cannonade or Breath Weapon, stuff like that. Also Cast Down. That is another other interactions that need to deal with a lot of threats that are played currently in the meta.
It is cool to see how Priami, which is playing the Golgari version of this deck, he is currently playing a third color in its sideboard, because he plays one Mountain, Breath Weapon, and Red Elemental Blast. So against blue-based decks, he prefers to bring in the third color to have extra answers, maybe even against Swarm-style deck like Elves. Well, Elves isn't really in the metagame right now, but you can see that Breath Weapon is good against even Elves. I don't
And
really-
also the Energy Refractor. So
And they also have Energy Refractor.
yes,
the main deck.
I think that they used to fix the mana during the combo, because you generate infinite colorless mana, but with an Energy Refractor you are able to cast every spell that you want.
What is their win con in the Golgari deck list? What is Priami win condition? Because I mean, if they have Energy Refractor, they want to play something in their turn in which are generating infinite mana with the combo. So I suppose they have maybe a Bloodright Invoker, or as suggested in the chat, Nadir's Nightblade, or Toad Picker. Nadir's Nightblade is the 3-mana creature that deals 1 damage whenever you sacrifice a token, and Toad Picker is the 1-mana witch played in Tortured Existence that says tap 1 colorless mana, sacrifice a creature, look at the top 2 cards of your target library, exile 1, and leave the other one on the top deck. So use it to be played as like Lantern in Modern, but the card is bad by itself. So both cards, Bloodright Invoker, Toad Picker, and even Nadir's Nightblade aren't really good in the early and mid game of that deck, but supposedly Nadir's Nightblade is probably better compared to the other two if you don't have the combo. Anyway, our 2 players are...
It's very good that this combo is use the black color, because you have dispute effect that are very, very good to dig into your deck and find the cards that you want. So in this case, this duress is huge, huge, because at currently Piemonte has like four lands in play, but he drew. Wow, that's the script of MTGO.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you discard a card, you draw the same card.
Took sides back.
Yes, every time that you mulligan to 6 and put one card back on the bottom of your deck, for sure you will draw the same card on top. So and that's the bug of MTGO, and you can see in real life.
Yeah, the thing. All right, so even though the Priami discarded the only true card in Piemonte end, immediately drew another copy of Dispute, drawing 3 cards, and then went for another Malevolent Rumble.
And come back to the game because after the last duress, he has 4 lands in hand, and the game was very very tough to recover. But one single draw, one Deadly Dispute with an Equal Wellspring on board changed completely the game.
All right, so Withering Chrysalis, the 2-mana Flashback Marauder creature and a Duress went straight to the graveyard just to draw a Blood Fountain, which is not really relevant right now, but if the game goes longer, it could be really good, because if the opponent discard or kill your creature, you can then bring it back. And a relevant thing, I think, is that both of those decks are kind of heavy reliant on artifact synergies, especially with Deadly Dispute and Caracal Shaman. So they are something like Goblin Combo that way, and of course Grixis Affinity, because Grixis Affinity is just the only deck playing all artifacts, a mana base with only artifact lands, the current meta.
But look the boost of a card like Cleansing Wildfire that continue to generate a little advantage, and in Pauper it's important to continue to generate this kind of advantage. It is the format of micro value, so it's very 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 important also to fix the mana. And I think that this mid-range approach can be very good in this combo deck, because the Chrysalid is a card that we saw also in Ponza, and it's a big threat in the current meta. It deals with fairies, with all the creature, with the new familiar, because it has reach. It's a 4/5 for free, and also it is synergistic a lot with the combo, because you can play the enchantment and you don't have to pay 2 mana to put a counter on it. You have only to sacrifice one of the Eldrazi spawn and start the combo.
Okay. So Priami played a Mesmeric Fiend and sacrificed it with Viscerator's Insight.
Yeah.
After that, discarded sadistically, but if I remember correctly, Mesmeric Fiend exiled the card.
Yes.
So it went to the graveyard, but in reality is in the exile zone.
Yeah.
I don't know if Piemonte
has a way to recover it, but for sure Glee is exiled.
All right.
So, can you tell it to the table? Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, if the game goes longer, and if there isn't any relevant play from both parties,
this is huge.
Withering Chrysalis is probably gonna do the most in this game. I mean,
I think so.
They're both generating a lot of Eldrazi spawns, and hypothetically, right now, Piemonte played a makeshift munition, so hypothetically can sacrifice those Eldrazi spawn to deal extra damage.
Yes.
By pinging some Cham blockers or just going to face, and it also let the Chrysalis grow bigger, and by doing that, is putting a relevant clock on the battlefield. So at this point, we can say that Jund is favored in this pseudo mirror match.
And Makeshift Munitions is a very, very good card in this moment. You can break the combo of your opponent and do the extra damage at the end of the game. So yeah, this mid-range plan, you don't have the only two combo of. It's not full combo oriented. This version. So for Piemonte, it can be a very good call in this meta. He is testing this kind of deck, this kind of a lot of version of this combo, and maybe this can be the most interesting of this event. And maybe we will see some copies tomorrow on the Paupergeddon.
Yeah, I suppose that a lot of people are waiting for the result of this tournament. And
in something like 2 weeks, there are no results on Magic Online, maybe 1 or 2 lists. And now we see on 2-3-0 results, so on turn 4 of this huge tournament, 2 copy of this combo. So this is very, very interesting. Maybe lots of players were not played on Magic Online because they were testing for this tournament.
Yeah, but well, I suppose when you are playing, when you are playtesting or testing with your teammates, usually it is better to play with people you know. Not because you don't want to let the other people know what is your deck list or what is your gameplay, but because you prefer to understand how to play better against a very specific kind of decks or 8 cards.
Wow! look how huge can become this true Chrysalid. Now he has a 6/7 on board, and every time they sacrifice an Eldrazi spawn, they took another counter on them. So now he has like 10 damage.
They're killing them with makeshift ammunition.
Plus makeshift munitions. There are a lot of damage now. He has to have true mana open to stop the combo if the opponent try to, and that's all.
Yeah,
and I think that the game is over.
Yeah, it is. I think they can't come back. I mean, even if they try to combo off their next turn, Golgari can't because they have a Kraken Shaman and a makeshift munition to resolve. Because, munition can deal damage to the opponent, but can also deal damage to creatures.
So Judas can be good, but the problem is the board state. So
exactly.
There are two.
So if they resolve the opponent answers, they have the opponent threats to also if they don't have enough mana, if they don't have enough answers, they can't do anything. And it's kind of impossible with that amount of lands they have on the battlefield. I think that no one probably was expecting Writing Chrysalis to be so good in this format.
Absolutely. I tried this card during the pre-release of Modern Horizon 3, and in limited it was a bomb. It was really amazing how it can ramp to, like in Ponza, in Pauper, you can run from turn 3 or 4 to the 6 directly. You can play land, Utopia, and then play one of these creatures on turn 3, and then on turn 4 you can play a boarding party or stuff like that. So and have a 4/5 with reach on the board. It has no color, so please don't play Hydroblast on it, because I expect that lots of players will do that, but it has no color, so don't do that.
Yeah. Even on the stack.
Yes.
This spell doesn't have any color thanks to the void, so you can't have an Hydroblast it. You can counter with counter spell or unsummon or whatever, but the spell, even though it costs a red mana, it isn't a red spell. And I discussed it with I think Pietro Baraggiotto
Yep.
the other day when I met with him in real life, and we discussed about writing Chrysalis, how good it is in limited, and how strange it is that the card is red, because doesn't do anything supposed to be in red. It's just a monogreen spell, but well, technically colorless spell, but it costs green mana. But it is red mostly due to limited, because this card is so good in limited that if you can imagine a limited environment when you just need to splash green to play Writing Chrysalis, you are printing a card too much good for the draft. So for that reason, and also because Eldrazi is a Gruul draft archetype, probably for that reason the card is both red and green. Well,
yeah, okay. I think that if you saw a lot of review of Modern Horizon 3, no one was speaking about this card, and now this card is completely warping the meta.
Sure.
Because we saw that the most played deck is Ponza with 4 Chrysalids, and now we saw also in this combo deck, in this mid-range version of the broad scale combo deck. So
you can say that even though the giant version of broad scale combo plays a third color, it's kind of more aggro compared to the Golgari version.
Yeah,
you can say that's something like the Etug affinity deck that was played in Pauper before the ban of Etug. That affinity version was something like an Etug combo deck, Rakdos, and was playing both Etug and Disciple of the Vault, but was also playing Mirror Enforcer. And Mirror Enforcer in that deck didn't do anything relevant at all besides being a 4/4 for 0 mana. So putting pressure when the deck wasn't really able to go straight combo with Fling or Disciple of the Vault. Well, if you don't know what to do, just go to the face.
Yes. I'm curious to see a match with Affinity, because we didn't see one single game of Affinity, and it is currently the third most played deck. So
actually, is the second most played alongside the Kogate, because we have 12 players playing Kogate and also 12 players playing Affinity Grixis with Sneaky Snacker. And there's no Affinity deck in this tournament playing Affinity without Sneaky Snacker. So both the
I think that this Fairies is a blast inside that deck, because you have a lot of dispute effect. You can draw. You have many spells, like no less than 10 spells that draw 2, at least at sorcery speed, but also 7 to 8 at the instant speed, and you can take back all the Sneaky Snacker on the opponent's turn. So
you have something like 4 copies of Toughcast, 4 copies of Deadly Dispute, 4 Ichor Wellspring, and a couple of Reckoner's Bargain or Eviscerators inside. Probably you don't really want to play the full set of Sneaky Snaker in Affinity Grixis, because you don't have many ways to discard the Fairies, so you are most times forced to play it or go to discard phase and then reanimate it with your draw spells. But the cool part, I think, in Grixis Affinity is that you can sacrifice it for free with Deadly Dispute.
Okay, we have a backup table.
Okay.
All right. Sure.
So we have another match?
We went too much fast with
because this was too fast. This was too fast. I'm also curious if on the results of the top 8, because maybe tomorrow, if Ponza will do a great result, we can see maybe more Waltz Cascade deck or something like that. Because if you think a start like Forest plus Quirion, if you are playing Ponza, you are crying. So that is not very good.
All right. So for the backup match, we have Comitangelo. We already seen him in the first round of
Yeah.
his streaming, if I remember correctly, and he's playing Boros Synth with Quillota and the Goblin Bushwalker against Perotti with Walls combo. So finally, we are seeing a Queer Ranger deck.
Yes, yes, and they are 1-1. So we are doing the coverage of the match of the game tree. So we will see. This is a matchup in which in game one Boros is not very well positioned. It depends by how many Karkan Shaman he play on the main deck, but post board it changed a lot. You have to dig or mulligan aggressively to search for a Karkan Shaman, because Karkan Shaman is a game changer in this matchup.
Yeah, probably you are mostly reliant on Karkan Shaman. In my opinion, Walls combo is very favorited in this match.
Very favorite.
Game one, if you play Walls Cascade or Walls combo, doesn't really change much, because you have very good mana ramp in form of Overgrowth Battlement and X-Bane Guardian. And, well, it is difficult for Boros to have answer to all the walls, all the defender creatures that generate mana that walls can play.
And Boros has only 8 removals to deal with this kind of creature. And again, it depends by the list if we play a great number of Karkan Shaman or not, because it changed a lot.
Yeah. Also, Boros used to play Journey to Nowhere, but they aren't playing anymore Journey to Nowhere. So maybe the 3 mana Lightning Helix, but
Land Premium.
finally the most broken card in
now the
Pauper.
question always is: do you have to bold this Quirion Ranger or not?
Usually you don't board the Queer Ranger on turn 1. Ooh.
Yeah, but usually the rule is bold the bird, and this is a bird. See, this is a kind of bird, so
Yeah, but it generates mana only if the opponent doesn't have a land. In this case, the opponent walls as a land, so bolting Queer Ranger doesn't do anything.
So the chat is right. Also play Trap and Charm as an extra spot removal, so he has more than 8.
That's true. All right, so
I like how he he tapped the creature like with 2 hands on the board, like take it all.
they say in the chat that Perotti is too strong, and also because he's playing the best basic land in Magic, which is the basic forest. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of a basic forest.
Okay, there is no removal for the Overgrown Battlement, so now Waltz combo can try to make a lot of advantage in this turn.
Yeah,
also,
they basically generate 5 mana with the combo, with the Quirion Mana Dark combo by tapping for 2 mana and tap with Quirion Ranger and play again the land and tap again the Overgrowth Battlement. In this case, I think that Walls combo is very favorited.
Yeah.
But, there's a Noid Altisaur in Walls combo, and so...
what's the card that you dropped?
Cascade Walls.
Okay, so a Winding Way that... well,
draw 3 cards.
4 for 1. 4 for 1. It is a lot of advantage generator, so...
Yeah, basically... pumped up divination.
Yeah.
Harmonize, but it draw 1 extra card and it costs 2 less mana.
What combo is a Ponza meta call? Yes, for sure. That's for sure.
MTGO showed us that Ponza was the most played deck in the last week. So a lot of people was expecting Ponza to be the most played deck. And of course, it is the most played deck in this tournament. That doesn't mean that Ponza is the best deck right now, because the meta changed just 3 weeks ago, so it is still difficult to say what is the best deck. But right now, Ponza is the deck with the most results. So for that reason, people trusted MTGO and the
maybe just because
Magic Online grinders.
Maybe just because it's a new deck, it's a cool deck, and everyone wants to try the new Chrysalid. So this is the deck that currently has the greatest number of results. But the point is, Waltz combo can be a good call to fight him, to fight that. So, yeah.
You can also say that when the format is new and people don't know what is or what are the best strategies, usually playing an aggressive strategies, it is better, because it is more difficult to play a reactive strategies that relies on answers. And that's the reason why decks like Flickerstone, Jeskai Ephemerate, maybe even Dimmer Fairies, and of course Azura's Familiars aren't really well positioned right now. And also because there's spawns in the meta. And when your game playing Azura's Chancery or Uza's Tower, maybe it isn't a good idea to play against that deck with Thermocast in the main deck.
No. But I'm thinking that if in game 3 I saw a Kuldota, probably there will not be a Karkline Shaman deck. So, because it is really anti...
Yeah, that's a nombo, so,
But this is a huge problem, because without Karkline Shaman, you cannot come back from this.
Yeah, there's no comeback from ER unless they have a Goblin Bushwhacker. But Kuldota plus Goblin Bushwhacker can be kind of good against Wolves, because you are forcing your opponent to champ black, or you are maybe trying to be more aggressive than normal, unusual Kuldota synth deck. Boros synth deck can be, because you play Kuldota Rebirth and Goblin Bushwhacker, and this is something like 8 damage with only 2 cards. That's good.
Wow. Now everything has have haste thanks to the red wall, and now he's trying to cast an Altisaur, and then
and that's an Altisaur with haste.
They are arguing to
Hoarding party, but better, because you can't kill it with Hydroblast, and also has trample and reach, which isn't really good on the attack.
Now, a classic Altisaur into another Cascade, a boarding party, dead Cascade. No,
the Tuk-Tuk.
Okay, the Tuk-Tuk.
You know that Tuk-Tuk is the English name for the uppercut.
Wow. No, I didn't know that. So now, also, Tuk-Tuk has reach also. So if there are...
Reach and haste.
Reach, haste, give haste to everything. So currently the board state is very tough to recover for Comitangelo. Reach, haste, trample, coffee maker.
Lavazza Tuk-Tuk.
Lavazza Tuk-Tuk. Now with 2 Quirion Ranger, he is able to do whatever he wants. He has a lot of cards in hand, and as we saw before, 1 card make a 3-for-1, 2 blocker, 3 blockers, 1/6/5 with trample and reach, 1/6/3 with haste, and another wall that can...
Wow.
Wow.
All right. Oh no, It's just a Nyx Guardian with haste.
With haste. So now he's able to cast another things from
Perotti
the end.
is counting the amount of creatures with Defender. Maybe there's another creature with Cascade, another.
So as Swirling Sandstorm can deal with this board state.
They can also cast the Guardian Naga. A Guardian Naga is a 5/6 creature with haste, and it also has the ability to...
It exile. If I remember well, it exile. So, yeah.
That's better Declaimer if you have one extra mana.
Yes, so that synthesizer is not on the graveyard, but is in exile.
So basically, infinite mana, infinite creatures.
Yeah.
Synthesizer is exiled, yeah, but it's probably not gonna matter.
No, I think that is not relevant at this moment.
Okay. Even though the synth has 20 life, it is forced to block at least the boarding parties because it's lethal by attacking with everything. I wonder why they didn't cast the Guardian Naga, but I guess they did not have enough mana because there's no reason to exile that synthesizer, I think.
Yeah.
Unless they are fearing Galvanic Blast, but there is a Great Furnace and a clue token, double clue token on the battlefield. So
yeah, the problem is the amount of red mana, because if you don't have a lot of red mana, you cannot you cannot do that amount of damage. So your opponent is at 20. You cannot attack. You cannot deal one single damage from the battlefield because he is able to untap a creature. So and has 2 blockers currently. That's a big problem.
Maybe they were fearing a Crackling Shaman, so by exiling a Synthesizer, they tried to don't let the opponent have many changes to find the Crackling Shaman, or or tried to not let the opponent to have enough artifacts to destroy their whole board, because by exiling Synthesizer, they now have only 3 artifacts on the battlefield.
Yeah.
And with Crackling Shaman, if you activate Crackling Shaman by sacrificing only 3 or 4 artifacts, you are still leaving Annoyed Altisaur on the battlefield, which is only 1 creature, but if you don't have any permanent left on the battlefield, even a single Annoyed Altisaur is annoying.
Yeah.
And X-Men Guardian number 2.
No, he is casting things. He's just play all the cards that he has on the hand. So it's just we are watching. Valakut Invoker.
Valakut Invoker.
Valakut Invoker is another finisher of this game.
Well, I say if you didn't believe in Wolf's Cascade with Valakut Invoker, we are forced to believe in Wolf Cascade winning this game.
Yes.
I think that they can just say, I tap 1 X-Men Guard and deal 3 damage. They probably have more than 8 defender creatures on the battlefield, and they also have double Quirrell Ranger.
Yeah.
So each Quirrell Ranger can be considered as an extra copy of Overgrowth Battlement or X-Men Guardian.
Yeah. He is killing all the blockers.
They are casting the Guardian Naga and attack with everything.
Yes.
Choof.
The Naga has also Vigilance.
Yeah, but Vigilance, and whenever this creature is attacking, prevent all combat damage dealt to it this turn. Something like this.
And he is able to activate other 2 times the Valakut Invoker. So
Galvanic Blast.
Yeah, you can try to deal with
double Galvanic
some creature, but not everything. So double Galvanic Blast.
3 copies of Galvanic Blast. Yeah, that wasn't no. But anyway,
wow.
I think that 3 copies of Galvanic Blast with a start with Traben and into Kuldota was a really good start for this version of Boros Synth, because
Yeah.
if they were able to have a faster start compared to Wolf's Cascade, or if Wolf's Cascade wasn't able to find any copy of Overgrowth Battlement or Cascade Creature, that were eventually lead to the win of Kuldota. So I think now we know why the opponent had that kind of start.
Yeah, the problem is in the early game is the amount of removal that you saw, because every mana dork that you leave on the battlefield, like an Overground Battlement or worse, the X-Bane, it's a nightmare, because every turn can be the turn in which Walk's combo try to combo off in a sort of way, because he can literally draw 4-5 cards, continue to play some Cascade creature, generate value, and another value, and then close the game very, very quickly. So
yeah, we can say that the matchup is very hard for Boros.
yeah,
Especially because Boros doesn't have a really huge amount of removal spells, but also because the removal spells at most can deal 4 damage. So for that reason, they need to find their Lightning Bolt, Destroy Evil, or wherever at the right time. And they also need to have enough mana.
Yeah.
There's a lot of factors. They need Metalcraft with Galvanic Blast. So it's really hard for that deck to overcome a deck playing 4 copies of Battlement and 4 copies of X-Bane Guardian.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you to Gores for the raid, and welcome to everybody to this stream. We are we have finished to cast the match number 4 of this top Pauper player tournament. We are 124 players. We are playing this Pauper tabletop tournament. And we are super exciting because we are watching a lot of cool games, a really cool meta that is very, very different respect the meta of 1 month ago.
Well,
Yeah,
the
it's
printed
completely
Modern
completely different.
yeah, probably we should remind our Twitch chat what decks are being played today. So out of 118 players, we have, surprisingly, I say, Ponza as the most played deck, played by 17 players, so 14% of the metagame, followed up by Kogate, played by the 10%, and Grixis Affinity with Sneaky Sneaker, played as well by the 12 players, so 10% of the metagame. Fourth most played deck, Madness. In this case, Grixis, you can say, because also Rakdos Madness is playing Sneaky Snacker, played by 9 players, so not so many, but the tournament is kind of small. Well, years ago, that 118 players was, I think, a huge Pauper tournament, but right now, due to the popularity of this format, is not anymore so big. Then we have a deck which isn't really played much on Magic Online. Probably only 1 or 2 person keep playing Altertron in the online platform. So
It's very click intensive.
Very click intensive and huge time consuming just to generate 10 tokens, because even if Altertron is able to go off by turn 5 by having Foundry, Altar, and double Mirror Retriever, you are still requiring 3 loops with Mirror Retriever just to generate 1 single free token. And that's really annoying.
Yes. And surprisingly, Kuldota burn is quite low. So quite low as Orzo Blade.
Surprising if you compare the deck with the previous metagames, because
Yeah.
Cool Dota was still played, but a decent amount of players, even when Glitters was still legal. But right now, Cool Dota doesn't seem really good anymore. I mean,
Yep.
Monastery Sweetspear got banned. Glitters got banned, and Glitters was a really troublesome card for Cool Dota. But also maybe thanks to Modern Horizon 3 being printed, the metagame shifted to decks that are kind of well favorited against Cool Dota. I say
Yeah.
that Colgate, Grixis Affinity, maybe Madness are well favorited against Cool Dota.
I think so. I think so. So we will take a short break, and we will be back for the coverage of turn 5 of this Pauper top Pauper player 2024. So
Maybe we will try to bring on the streaming Grixis Affinity, since it is one of the most played decks, and we already seen Pawns and Colgate, but no Grixis Affinity.
Yeah.
And I think there's at least one Affinity in the top tables, so
so
we'll
we will try. We will try.
Okay.
See you soon.